Ever wondered how your medicine gets transformed from raw materials to the final product you consume? Today, we dive into the fascinating world of pharmaceutical suspensions. Suspensions are a type of heterogeneous mixture where solid particles are dispersed throughout a fluid. They play an essential role in the pharmaceutical world, providing a medium for delivering drugs in a stable, consumable form. Suspensions can be found in various forms of medications, from cough syrups to antacids, and even some types of injectables. Their significance in medicine is immense. For instance, they allow for the administration of drugs that are insoluble in water, improve the taste of bitter medications, and can extend the shelf life of certain drugs. In essence, suspensions are a crucial tool in the pharmacy field, enhancing the delivery and effectiveness of countless medications, making them more palatable and accessible to patients around the world. Now that we understand what a suspension is, it's time to delve deeper into their types and formulation methods. First up, we have low solid content suspensions, but what does that mean exactly? Well, in the world of pharmaceuticals, a suspension refers to a liquid dosage form that contains solid particles dispersed in a liquid medium. Now, when we talk about low solid content suspensions, we're referring to suspensions that contain a relatively small amount of these solid particles. Think about a vial of medicine. In a low solid content suspension, only a small part of the volume of that vial would be filled with solid particles, while the rest would be the liquid in which those particles are suspended. Formulating these suspensions involves a careful balance. The key is to ensure that the solid particles are evenly distributed throughout the liquid medium. This is achieved through the use of suspending agents, which prevent the particles from settling at the bottom of the container. These agents work by increasing the viscosity of the liquid medium, making it harder for the particles to move around and settle. It's a bit like trying to walk through a pool of honey compared to a pool of water. In the thicker medium, you move slower and are less likely to sink. Low solid content suspensions are often used in the pharmaceutical industry when precision and accuracy are paramount. This is because they allow for highly controlled doses of the active ingredient to be delivered. For instance, they are commonly used in pediatric medicines where the precise dosage is of utmost importance. But formulation of these suspensions is not without challenges. The low solid content can make the suspension prone to problems such as sedimentation and particle aggregation. Overcoming these issues requires the use of appropriate suspending agents and meticulous formulation techniques. In summary, low solid content suspensions are a vital tool in pharmaceuticals, offering controlled dosage and wide applicability. Their formulation requires a keen understanding of the properties of both solid particles and liquid mediums, as well as the interplay between them. So, low solid content suspensions are all about precision and careful formulation. Now let's move on to their high solid content counterparts. High solid content suspensions might sound complex, but they're just another type of suspension with a unique formulation. Now, let's dive in and unravel this intriguing concept. High solid content suspensions, as the name suggests, contain a higher proportion of solid particles suspended in a liquid medium. Unlike low solid content suspensions, these suspensions carry a significant amount of solids, sometimes even exceeding 50% by volume. The high solid content contributes to the unique characteristics of these suspensions, including their viscosity and stability. Formulating high solid content suspensions is a delicate science. It requires a balance of particle size, dispersing agents, and the correct level of agitation to prevent sedimentation or creaming. The particle size must be carefully managed to ensure an even distribution of solids throughout the suspension. Dispersing agents, also known as wetting agents, are used to facilitate the dispersion of solid particles in the liquid medium. They break down the barriers between particles and the liquid, allowing them to mix effectively. Agitation levels during formulation are critical as well. Too little agitation and the particles may not disperse evenly. On the other hand, excessive agitation can lead to unwanted frothing or the formation of air bubbles. This delicate balancing act is vital for the formulation of a stable high solid content suspension. Now you might be wondering, where do high solid content suspensions fit into the grand scheme of pharmaceuticals? Well, they have a myriad of uses. They can be used in oral suspensions for patients who have difficulty swallowing tablets or capsules. They're also used in topical applications like lotions and creams. Their unique texture and viscosity make them ideal for delivering medication to the skin. Moreover, they're used in injectable suspensions, where the high solid content allows for a slow controlled release of the drug. High solid content suspensions definitely offer a different perspective on how versatile suspensions can be. Now let's explore a popular type of suspension, antacid suspensions. Chances are you've used an antacid suspension at some point. But have you ever thought about how it's made? Well, let's delve into the fascinating world of antacid suspensions. These suspensions are a marvel of pharmaceutical science, designed to neutralize excess stomach acid and bring relief from heartburn and indigestion. To create an antacid suspension, we first need an active ingredient. Commonly, this is a base like aluminum hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, or calcium carbonate. These bases react with the stomach acid, neutralizing it and reducing the discomfort associated with acid reflux. Next, we need to turn this active ingredient into a suspension. This involves dispersing the active ingredient into a liquid medium, often water. However, this isn't as simple as just stirring it in. The active ingredient particles need to be small enough to be easily swallowed and absorbed, but large enough to remain suspended in the liquid and not settle out. To achieve this, we use suspending agents. These substances increase the viscosity of the liquid, helping to keep the active ingredient particles suspended. They also help to prevent the particles from clumping together, which can cause the suspension to become ineffective. Once we have our suspension, it's time to add some flavor. Antacid suspensions are often flavored to make them more palatable, as the active ingredients can have a chalky taste. Common flavors include mint and fruit. Finally, it's worth noting that antacid suspensions are designed for quick relief. They start to work as soon as they come into contact with stomach acid, providing immediate relief from symptoms. However, their effects are usually short-lived, as they only neutralize the acid that's currently present in the stomach. Antacid suspensions are a great example of how suspensions can bring relief in everyday life. But what about suspensions that need to be reconstituted before use? Let's explore this in the next section. Last but not least, let's talk about suspensions for reconstitution. These are a unique kind of pharmaceutical preparations that are quite fascinating. They are initially prepared as dry powders, then later reconstituted to suspensions when it's time for use. So, how are they formulated? Well, the process begins with the careful selection of the active ingredient, which is then mixed with various excipients. These excipients may include suspending agents, preservatives, sweeteners and flavors, all added to improve the stability, taste and overall acceptability of the suspension. The mixture is then milled to a fine powder, ensuring uniform particle size for better suspension when reconstituted. In terms of usage, suspensions for reconstitution are commonly used in the pediatric field, and here's why. The taste of many medicinal substances can be quite unpalatable, especially for children. By incorporating flavors and sweeteners into these suspensions, we can mask the unpleasant taste, making medication administration a less daunting task for both parents and children. Furthermore, these suspensions offer flexibility. They can be stored as dry powders for extended periods, maintaining the stability of the active ingredients. Then, when needed, they can be reconstituted to the desired volume with water, making them easy to administer. But it's not just about convenience. These suspensions also offer a practical solution in situations where the stability of the medicinal substance in a liquid form is questionable. By keeping the substance in a dry state until the time of use, we can ensure its potency and efficacy, which is the ultimate goal in any pharmaceutical preparation. In conclusion, suspensions for reconstitution are a testament to the adaptability and innovation in the field of pharmaceutical suspensions. They cater to the needs of a specific demographic, enhance the shelf life of active ingredients, and provide an effective delivery mechanism for medicinal substances. Suspensions for reconstitution truly show the versatility and practicality of suspensions in medicine. As we draw to a close, let's quickly recap what we've learned about the formulation of suspensions. We started our journey with low, solid content suspensions, these lightweight mixtures that are easily dispersed, offering a smooth and consistent product. We then moved to the more complex, high solid content suspensions, where the challenge lies in maintaining stability while packing in more solid particles. Our exploration led us to the Antacid Suspensions, which are a lifesaver for many, offering quick relief from acidity by neutralizing stomach acid. We also dived into suspensions for reconstitution, a brilliant innovation where the power of the medicine is unleashed when mixed with a liquid just before use. Each type of suspension comes with its own unique set of formulation challenges and solutions, and together they represent the diverse and fascinating world of pharmaceutical suspensions. From low to high solid content suspensions, antacid suspensions, and those for reconstitution, the world of suspensions is truly fascinating. Subscribe for more because you won't find me later.